Hello again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at messages from your higher self and what you are either moving on from or healing in this next or current moon cycle phase. And this is timeless from whenever you're watching this, but currently we are in a full moon in Aquarius, moving into new moon, coming into the new year, or the Chinese New Year on the 29th. And anything that might come up during the cycle that needs to be healed or that is playing a significant role in your life, I'm getting messages from your higher self and the divine. If you come across this reading, it is definitely for you. And please like, comment, subscribe to support this channel. Anything you can do to help is very much appreciated. And keep checking back in here for more. Sorry, there's a dog barking. Excuse me. Hello. So I'm sorry about that interruption. I'm getting this feeling of delayed gratification. If new things are coming in for you, they might be moving slowly. If that's what you're working on healing right now, let's actually get right into it, because it does feel like there's something going on. Let me see what you're definitely in a transitional stage in your life. You have a lot of options coming in, but in order to align, we got lucky number 77. Oh, so during this cycle, I'm hearing, okay, always take this as it resonates. I'm hearing losing your cool. And that's interesting that immediately when I sat down to read, I heard a dog barking. I completely lost track of what I was saying because I was so distracted. If you've ever done channeling or, gone to any sort of channeler or reader, especially since I'm very clairsentient, half of the times I don't filter always what comes through me. But when I'm interrupted, it's like this weird, like dot, dot, dot in my head. Like I can't get back on track right now. Uh-oh. It feels like there might be some outside distractions that are standing in your way that are about to be unblocked. I'm feeling this sense of frustration and fear, almost like anger too, coming from you. Yeah, there's all this frustration that if you've been going through a phase in your life where you felt blocked or you felt frustrated, like nothing's going right for you, and you work so hard and you try to make the right choices, but it never seems to work out, that is something that this moon cycle or this current phase in your life is healing. It's bringing some wounds to light, though. Some sacrifices you might have made were not made in vain, I'm hearing, but you're going to gain a different perspective and be very much illuminated on why it had to happen this way. That one of the best messages you can hear right now is that rejection is God's protection. And it's hard to hear. And I know some of you, some of you might be actually breaking through with clairaudient gifts. Because I just saw someone pointing to their ear, like you either need to hear this, or you've been hearing things lately, or a clairaudient gift is coming through for some of you. I think that would be specific to a few, but there's also a fear of being seen and called out, which I apologize if you're here. If you don't like being called out or you don't like tough love, I hate to say it, you're on the wrong channel. I won't apologize, but I will say you are very well loved and supported. And I'm just going to say I have worked on that part of myself in my life where I just couldn't say anything. I didn't want to feel anything. I was just hiding, behind myself. And in time, I learned to like disappear into the background and not show my light, not just be afraid of my shadow, and that's a hard place for me personally as a Scorpio moon and rising, where when you feel intensely, but then you're taught not to show it, or you are so wounded you try to hold it back. And I'm just saying this, if this applies to you, I get it. I'm here for you, but I also will say, don't apologize for how you say things or what you say when it's coming from a pure intention and it's about the truest form of you, of expressing these inner wounds. Because partially what I feel like is keeping you stagnant is the inability to release and to view your shadows, view your pain, view your past from a different point of view. Let me just tell you, you're going to hear a lot more of this from me, especially because I'm just going to say I work through shadow work. I am a shadow work expert and healer, and I'm just going to tell you, you're going to be receiving this information with the purest intention and love, because you deserve to feel the freeness of being able to feel your feelings. And this is a theme that's coming up a lot because there's a lot of pain and almost like deconstruction of old narratives that's popping up time and time again within the larger collective of people have a right to feel their feelings and learn how to feel their feelings, because we have not been taught as a society how to feel our feelings constructively, objectively. We have been taught to push them down. We have been taught to shame ourselves. So there's this divine feminine wound of, I'm not allowed to feel. I'm ashamed of feeling. I'm not allowed to cry. I'm not allowed to do all this. And that's a bunch of malarkey. You're allowed to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's about doing it in a way that's healthy for you, in alignment with you and true to you, and staying on that strong, slow, steady path forward, because you are doing more wrong to yourself by not allowing yourself to feel, by resisting these things when they come up. And it's a hard, uncomfortable topic. And every single time I have to say this or I speak this way, I get this feeling like acid boiling in my chest and in my stomach. It feels exhausting. And I feel this feeling of, I don't want to have to feel it. Don't make me feel it. And unfortunately, the universe is going to keep sending these hints, these triggers your way until you address it, face it head on. And this new moon healing cycle is here for you. And I'm sorry you have to kind of go through it and feel through it. I'm not sorry you have to hear it from me. I will not apologize. And I don't think neither should you. You should not apologize for saying what you know is right and true and what you need to say and saying your piece. Do not let people try to drive you away from your truth. As long as you're not hurting others and you're coming from a place of honesty, if you're stepping forward and you're saying, this situation is causing me to feel this way and I need to try to get it out of me and try to heal from it and move on. If someone tells you you're not allowed to feel that, move on from them. They do not deserve to be in your life. And it's easier said than done because there are so many people out there who are too afraid to feel their feelings. And that's not right. And it's not fair to you. And it's not fair to this world. And I'm telling you, like Auntie Moonflower's coming in and she's saying it ain't fair to you. You're allowed to feel your feelings. You're allowed to feel. Let me tell you this, and this moon cycle is going to teach you that it's okay and safe to feel, but you have to create that safety within yourself and choose it for yourself. Don't let anybody else choose for you when it is safe to cry or safe to be angry. Like, find a healthy way. Find a healthy way to do it, of course. Find mentorships, find therapy. I keep saying this. You are not alone, and there are ways to do it. But you have to make that first step and choose you, and not like all these other people are giving you these coping mechanisms, possibly, that are not for your highest good or in your favor. Because let me tell you, pushing down your fears and worries and emotions, that is a how do you say it? What's the word for it? It's not a good coping mechanism. But I don't remember the exact terminology for it, but it's a mal something. Maladaptive. Okay. Maladaptive coping mechanism, basically. So let me come back from this because I'm feeling very riled up on your behalf. So let me take a step back so I can collect my thoughts. So you get to see this in real time, y'all. Here with me, I'm with you. So there's a possibility, if you identify with this pile and this feels like you, because we have another crescent moon, so there's another synchronicity. If you're in this waxing or waning cycle, you're releasing, letting go, there is a possibility that you're either internalizing a maladaptive coping mechanism, or you're surrounded by people who almost encourage you to create maladaptive coping mechanisms. And now what I mean by that is, like I said, people who might say, don't feel your feelings, get over it, and then force you to push it down so you don't feel your feelings. That technically is a maladaptive coping mechanism. You are not facing and challenging those emotions head on, challenging the situation, especially if there's a third party involved. If someone who has hurt you has told you to get over it, you need to walk away from them. Let me just tell you, full stop, fam, walk the frick away, because they're not welcome in your life. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to take a second because I feel this burning. Hey, y'all, you want to know what a Scorpio moon and rising feels like? Let me just sit here and you can see this, because I'm getting almost angry on your behalf because I feel a lot of that here. And I am very much both a clairsentient, clairaudient channeler. And when I feel emotions very deeply and I know how to handle them, I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm going to feel this with you. Your angels are angry on your behalf. You have Archangel Michael and Raphael on your side, because there's a lot of healing. Because there actually might be people around you who are encouraging you to be like, don't worry, have a glass of wine. Don't worry, here's a cigar. I just heard the phrase cigar club. Don't worry, just numb yourself. And it's like, no, that might have worked for them, but is it working for them? No, because if those coping skills were working for them, they wouldn't have to use them. Fuck, catch 22 this. If you are happy, why are you escaping in drink? If you are happy, why are you escaping in the cigar club? Why are you escaping your own feelings and pretending like they aren't there? That is a very much almost toxic masculine, but that's not even toxic masculine. Toxic femininity escapes from like difficult situations and emotions in other people. In like, I'm even giving an example of the Cinderella thing, a complex of, I need someone to save me. Prince Charming will make me feel better. I will feel beautiful when I get this makeup brand, or I'll feel accomplished when I get this house. And you keep running to all these places for you to feel loved and like you're worthy of anything. And that's a bunch of baloney. Like, don't let anybody sell you on a lie that they had to learn to be okay with themselves. Learn from the people who are stuck in that pattern and choose to be you and choose to feel your feelings. And it's uncomfortable and it can be destructive to even think about stepping away from the thing that makes you safe. And that's why I strongly encourage, if you have people out there who can help you, seek that. Like, there's no better reason to go out there than to just do it for yourself, to ask for help, and just to find a way to just validate within yourself that you are allowed to feel your feelings. Because, honey, there's no place for you. If you're, okay, I don't know how that's supposed to come out, because I am feeling a lot of hesitancy to move on. Like, there's a lot of pain here, and I'm so very sorry if you're feeling that. There's pain is no place for you to be stuck in forever. You're not allowed to be stuck in there. I'm just saying that. But you have the free will to choose that. And a lot of the people who seem to be surrounding you are forcing you to choose that, to choose against your own personal well-being, because that's all they could choose for themselves. That's what they choose for themselves. You get to choose for yourself better than they did. Oh my goodness. This is very intense, y'all. You're not alone. You know what's so funny when I sit down to do these things? I come in and I'm like, oh, we're just going to do a little fun reading about healing. And then I realized that when we're dealing with healing and moon cycles, especially if you're clicking here and you're vibing with this channel, it's not easy. Like, if you are vibing with me, you're not in an easy place. You're overcoming obstacles and challenges left, right, and center. And with the wolf moon to boot, like, this is the winter. This is the winter time, y'all. You're in the thick of it. You're deep, buried in freaking 10 feet of snow, just trying to rise above in the cold. And then you're stepping back in to a situation or a paradigm where you're surrounded by people who encourage you to go against what is good for you because they have no other choice in their eyes. And you deserve better. And it feels like you are. If you're here and you're listening to this, thank you, first of all, for sticking around to hear this if you're still here. But you chose for yourself. You want to move on. You want to heal. You just don't know how to. And the first step is to feel your feelings and step away from people who show you ways of numbing your feelings. And having people around you who can coach you in healthy ways of feeling your feelings, like healthy coping mechanisms. Like, where, like, for example, where is a place and time where you felt the safest? A place in childhood, let's say. What did you enjoy doing as a child that was your happy place? Find your happy place and look within and create that space within yourself, within your mind. Find your happy place within your mind, in yourself. Whether that's going out in nature, playing video games, reading, cooking, baking, whatever you do that helps you feel grounded in yourself and safe in yourself. Whatever you can do to bring you back to yourself and your love and your joy and your passion, within your means, of course, in a very healthy, balanced way. What do you enjoy doing that brings you the most light, that is guilt-free and is emotionally, physically, psychologically healthy? Because that's one of the things that a lot of people don't learn early on in childhood are healthy coping mechanisms, ones that help you connect with yourself, like art, journaling, reading, writing, poetry, dancing, singing, playing sports, going out for a run, swimming in the ocean. Those are healthy ways of you to connect to yourself, to give you that safety within, to finally feel free enough to feel your feelings. And you don't always get a chance to feel that safety until you step away from all these people handing you chalices filled with poison so you can find yourself, your own inner light, the chalice that is the moon. Like, you are this moon in the middle of all these people and their hypocrisy. And that's something that's going to come in full force during this cycle. So let me pull one card because I do want to get some good news for you. See what resolution to this is, what healing or resolution to the cycle, good news to come, because you've been troopers and I'm really, you haven't been happy campers. I really hope, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm here for you. Let's see what blessings you have coming in. Okay, first we're going to get a card. Okay, so things are going to be put into balance. Things are going to be put into perspective very soon. We got 3-7. So you have good luck and karma on your side. There's a lot of good fortune coming in for you. Because once you release and heal a lot, that's when we tend to see a lot of good things coming in. It's because I kind of feel like you may or may not be the type of people who've had a good crying session, but I've had many a good crying session, let me just tell you, when I needed to release. And literally the next day I'd be like, I feel so much better. It's sort of like, I hate to put it this way, but it's how it's coming through. You ever had an upset stomach and you just throw up and you feel so much better? This is the emotional equivalent of vomiting, basically, to just cry, and you do feel better because it's a psychological release. You're not holding on to the pain. But depending on how much you faced in your life, whether this is a one-time thing, situation, group of people, it's going to take longer, depending. For some of you, it might take longer than others because this has to do also I'm hearing generational karma and trauma. So you might be healing your family line from way back. I'm hearing like at least 10 generations you might be healing your family line. Also 7 generations. That's interesting. Um, if you're carrying that weight, emotional baggage, and you're healing it, and it's on your shoulders, and it's in your mind, and you feel like the world is coming down around you, that's not going to be for much longer, because it feels like you're moving away from these self-sabotaging cycles, and a lot of it has to do with stepping outside of your environment, and even sometimes yourself, to take a more objective look at your emotions. And journal prompts and journaling are a very, very good way of stepping outside yourself, seeing, what you might need to release, or even what you're just feeling. One thing I would recommend is keeping some sort of journal, or, trauma healing, wound healing, grief journal, whatever, and tracking your days, your daily moods, especially if you're going through a lot of deep healing and cleansing at this time. It's very important to check back on yourself, because let me tell you from my personal experience, the person I was 4 or 3 years ago is not the same person, as today. And I kept journals from that time. 3 years ago, there was a lot of this kind of energy, which is kind of why I'm also angry on your behalf, because it's triggering the side of me where I was in this, y'all. I was in this, deep in this, like, so hurt. Everything was falling down around me. So I get it. And you can get through it. So journaling is definitely going to help you, because I look back on the journals I even wrote from last year or 2 years ago, and I'm like, wow, I totally healed. I feel brand new. The things I was working on, I don't need to work on anymore. Like, there were certain types of wounds that I made a goal to heal, and I went through the process, and I sought help, and I went to other sources and people, and I worked my way through it slowly and gradually. And suddenly I look back and I'm like, wow, that actually doesn't trigger me anymore. And what I'm going to say to you is, I'm already very proud of you, because if you made it this far, you are on your way through this and out this very calmly, and eloquently. You will get through this very well. I'm hearing it feels like you're most of your way through it, but I think you need to hear the environment you are in right now might actually be a little bit more destructive to you than you think. And it's a lot about peer pressure. It's a lot about people who don't have the time to deal with their own emotions, so they try to urge you to shy away from yours. And in turn, you internalize this, and you shame yourself for having a heart, for having feelings, when the truth is that you're supposed to be this balanced person of, I can, what I just realized? There's kind of like a crescent moon in this. So either, okay, so let me see what I can get from it. It could be just a synchronicity. Hold on, man. Oh. Okay. I love it so much. Look at this. Oh, the moon, y'all. Look at that. Look at the progression of this timeline of this life. I feel like either in a crescent moon waxing or waning phase, you are going to actually find your full illumination. Something is going to be revealed to you. There's going to be some sort of epiphany, or when you're just about to either hit a full moon or a new moon phase within yourself, like just about the time when you're fully about to let go of something, or on the precipice of when you're receiving a lot of this goodness. I'm actually hearing for most of you, it's when you're about to receive back, like, the light that you gave into the system, when you're about to receive back the time and effort that it took to heal yourself. You're going to see a lot of these blessings come in very quickly and fluidly. You're going to feel this catharsis. And while it might be heavy and slow and steady and arduous on your way there, when you're just about to hit that new moon, because it kind of looks like it's either going to be full moon into new moon. You're going to be on the edge of the precipice of being in the energy of fully healing and then receiving something into the new cycle, receiving light. Because when I personally work with the moon, I feel the full moon into the new moon is a time of release. A new moon into the full moon is a time of receiving back. And it's about this ebb and flow in our lives. So right now, take care of yourself, especially if this is more of a new moon phase of release. Definitely take care, or a full moon. Oh, hold on. If this is a full moon cycle of release, take care of yourself. If this is a new moon cycle of receiving after the release, be open to what you receive, especially considering that it has to do with a lot of, I'm hearing divine guidance you're receiving now. But if you are here and handling this release well, you will find yourself on the precipice of a brand new beginning very shortly and quickly. And it's not going to feel as intense, possibly, as the ones before. And that might be some of the hesitancy you might feel. I'm hearing some of you might have been on this journey for like 2 or 3 years at most. So it feels like never ending. It feels like, oh no. So I said never ending, and I got taken to the never ending story. And then if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, basically there's a scene where the boy, why do I always forget his name? It begins with an A, Atreyu, is making his way to the childlike empress, and basically his horse gets, he loses his horse, basically. I forget his name. Is it Artax? You're going to have to leave that in the comments. I really don't remember, but I just got shown that scene. Let me tap into that for a moment. You might have had to let go of a lot of things that you really loved, and I'm so sorry for you. I'm kind of tearing up because yeah, no, fam, you're not alone. It's not easy. I think your anger and tears are justified, because that's a lot. Like, if you lose something or anyone, man, it's so funny. Like, starting this channel, I wanted to help people because I understand what it's like to go through this. I didn't realize how many times I would probably have to write the phrase trigger warning in all of my descriptions, but here we go now. And I am going to apologize for that, because I'm sorry you had to go through this, but I will tell you it's possible to get out of it. Look at me. Hi, I'm here. I've been through this 4 or 5 years. I've been trying to undo a lot of this right here. A lot of people telling me not to feel, a lot of people throwing these coping mechanisms at me because it worked for them, and me seeing their lives falling apart because, yeah, those coping mechanisms aren't working for them, fam. So what you're going to do is come into this time of balance within, and life is going to find a way to balance itself out, because you're no longer betraying yourself. Don't betray you, Atreyu. You're going to make it there. You're going to get to the end of this never-ending story, and you're going to begin a new one. You're going to find your way out of this swamp. And you're going to grow closer to the divine, because you took the time and you took the energy to pour into you and align with you. And the moon is working in your favor, and you got this, fam. So one last message. I'm going to get some charms for you. Wait. Okay, yeah. So this is very much a theme that keeps popping up. We're gonna come into a place of stability. A new season of your life. Yeah, because we have the flower. Oh, hi, it's the crescent moon flower. Coming into balance. So what I will say, you're in 2 or 3 years from now, let's say, from wherever you're reading that or watching this reading, you're going to be just like me. You're going to be just like Moonflower. You're going to rise above any of these shadows and rise from the ashes. 2 to 3 years from now, give that time to yourself, because then you are going to come into union. What I heard immediately, very clearly, you're going to meet a special someone. You might meet a special someone along the way that is going to flip your perspective and help you. Yeah, so I'm going to clear channel this. It feels like you are going to meet someone. I'm hearing a sweetheart. You meet someone special along the way that's going to help you break free from what other resistance to move on and to heal yourself it might be. What I'm asking of you more so is to just take the time to move on and give that time to yourself. And don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it with the expectation that, oh, when I do this, then I'll find someone to love or someone will love me. No, don't do that. Don't walk into this healing cycle expecting that, because then you're always gonna find yourself working on something to make you equal to this love coming in, when the truth is just by working on yourself and aligning with the divine and yourself alone is gonna put you on this pathway, because it feels like a lot of people betrayed you and you need to learn how to love yourself enough to let people go so you can let the people in who refused to hurt you, who refused to go in the same direction of the people who encouraged you to join a cigar club. Y'all, stop smoking cigars. It's not good for your health. You know that. You can quit smoking. Let me just tell you. Call on Angel Raphael if you're trying to quit smoking. Because, oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. So it's like you get out of these self-sabotaging behaviors. So what's coming up is that you're starting to heal this in this cycle, and it's putting you into union with yourself, the highest form of love, especially. And there might, okay, this keeps coming up in so many of my readings. You might be drawn to a lot more of them, let me just tell you, or you might be coming from them. If so, hi, thank you for staying this long, because this is definitely for you again. You might be meeting someone very soon, and it might be like at the other end of the cycle, or alternatively, it could be like partially into the cycle that's going to bring you to that point of completion and unlocking, a lot of parts of yourself that laid hidden or dormant. The problem is if you refuse to allow yourself to heal leading into this, you're not going to meet the person who's going to unlock your heart, basically. Because if you're too afraid to feel, or scared to face your inner wounds, the person who's going to help you get there is not going to manifest into your life. The person you might see coming in, or the person, not even romantic, but a partnership of sorts, a friend, a mentor, whoever is supposed to be on your path will not come in if you refuse to let go, move on, or heal, because that intention alone is enough to keep someone away from you. But the moment you step back and say, I want to heal, and I'm not afraid to feel my feelings, and I'm not afraid to express my emotions, or I'm not afraid to look at my wounds and process them, this person is going to come in. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So if you're here on this channel, maybe I'm one of those people who just be like, oh, hey, you're going to hear this from me a lot more. So you keep tuning in. That might be it. I'm not going to say it is, because I don't want to hold anybody to it, because you deserve to have whoever this is, or whoever group of people it is, come into your life. But, maybe it is me, or anyone else who might be a psychic reader, a medium, or maybe even your higher self. But what I'm saying is just be open and honest with yourself, and these people will come in and help you achieve that level of vulnerability, and take it from a Scorpio moon rising and a Cancer sun. That's not an easy place to sit in. But once you get to the point where you feel safe to feel your feelings, oh my gosh, like I can handle it. Find someone who can handle it. But first you have to be able to be brave enough to handle it yourself. So I think that's all Auntie has to say to you guys. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and I really hope you stay to the end. I care very deeply about all y'all, and I really genuinely hope you get the best in this life and to heal from whatever this is. So thank you so much, and have a nice day.